Hi there everyone and welcome to Tech Cravers. Today we have something super exciting in the studio. It's the highly anticipated gaming handheld Pocket Air from AYANEO. And this is actually my first experience ever with an AYANEO product, so it's safe to say that I'm a bit more excited than usual. And apart from the Pocket Air device itself, more on the specs and which model I picked up from their Indiegogo campaign later, I also got the AYANEO Pocket Air gift box that all the backers got. It contains some stickers, a customized carrying case, a tempered glass screen protector, and apparently some extra thumb grip caps, which works both for this device but also the Nintendo Switch. So more on that later, but now it's time to check out the actual device, don't you think? So stick around for my unboxing and first impressions of the AYANEO Pocket Air. Before we get to the actual device, I just want to show you the customized carrying case. It has the AYANEO logo on it and it's quite hard and solid. It's just like one of those third-party Switch Lite cases. As a matter of fact, I think it will hold my Switch Lite just perfect. But that's something for another video when I compare the Pocket Air to a few other devices. Inside you will find a high-quality branded burdock flap that can be attached to the lid to ensure that your Pocket Air remains securely in place. Additionally, there are various pockets and bands to help you keep your cables and other accessories neatly organized. But now let's shift our focus to the device itself. And what immediately stands out is the meticulous attention to detail that AYANEO has invested in the unboxing experience. As evident from this fantastic retro-inspired box, it's clear that they haven't rushed through the packaging process like many other handheld companies tend to do. This box is certainly on par with Apple standards. Beneath the box there is a color sample of the nostalgic white shade chosen for the Pocket Air. Based on what I've seen already in pictures, I must say it's a color that I genuinely appreciate. It evokes a sense of nostalgia reminiscent of the old consoles or gadgets that have been stored in the attic for years. Upon lifting the lid, we're welcomed by a message that reads "Real gamers know gamers," printed on a piece of cardboard that also doubles as an additional protection for the device itself. Speaking of the device, here it is, exuding its magnificence. My initial impressions are as follows. First, this is quite possibly one of the most aesthetically pleasing handhelds I've ever had the privilege of holding in my hands. Second, its weight actually took me by surprise. It's notably heavier than I have anticipated. In fact, it feels closer in weight to the ROG Ally than to a handheld from brands like Anbernic or Retroid, even though that's probably just my head messing with me. And third, it sits very comfortably in my hands. And before I delve into a closer examination of the handheld itself and proceed to power it up, I'd like to take a moment to explore the contents of these small boxes beneath the device. This will give us an insight into what additional items AYANEO might have included with the device. And the small box to the left contains a USB-C to USB-C charging cable, and the bigger box on the right contains quick start guides in both English and Chinese. And interestingly, it's probably one of the most comprehensive manuals I've ever encountered, accompanying a device like this, complete with colored pictures that provide clear and detailed explanations for everything. But now it's finally time to remove the plastic over the screen and power up the device for the first time. And first, the AYANEO logo illuminates, followed by the LEDs around the Hall sensor joysticks, which contribute to the distinctive AYANEO aesthetic. It's genuinely impressive, and it's hard to believe that this represents the current state of Android handhelds in 2023. I can still vividly recall purchasing my first handheld, the BitBoy Pocket Go, in 2020, a mere 3 years ago, to keep myself occupied during the pandemic. It struggled with lag when I attempted to play Turtles in Time on SNES. And although I haven't had the chance to test any games on this device yet, I'm inclined to believe that it's going to provide a significantly better gaming experience. By the way, if you notice any screen flicker in this video, it's due to my camera not syncing with the device's frame rate, and it won't be a concern in real life. While I set up my device, including logging into my Wi-Fi and Google account, let's take a look at the current prices for the AYANEO Pocket Air and the various available models. If you were quick enough and managed to snag one of the early bird devices, you could have obtained the base model with 6GB of RAM and 128GB of internal storage for as low as $279. Currently, that model is available for $299 if you back it on Indiegogo, but the official retail price after the campaign ends will be $319. $299. I personally backed the middle model, which boasts 8GB of RAM and 256GB of internal storage, and I was fortunate enough to secure the early bird price of $329. However, this model is currently priced at $379 and it will be raised to $429 once the campaign concludes. The highest tier model with 12GB of RAM follows the same pricing trend. The early bird price was $399, but now it stands at $459, with the official price set at $519, roughly equivalent to the mid-range Steam Deck. It's important to acknowledge that this comparison may not be entirely fair though, as the AYANEO Pocket Air is designed for different purposes and meets very different needs compared to the Steam Deck. But now it's time to take an even closer look to this device, overall layout and button design. The joysticks are on the smaller side and the color on the caps are maybe the only thing I'm not really sure I like in terms of color. However, AYANEO shipped the device with red and black swappable caps as well, so you can just replace them should you want that. They are Hall sensor though, so you won't ever experience any drift while using them. The face buttons are rubber membrane and are also quite small. I will give you more in-depth thoughts of them in my upcoming review video. Now would be an awesome time to subscribe to my channel, by the way, so you don't miss that. In that video we will check out all the gaming and emulation performance of this device. At the top of the device you'll find the power button, which also incorporates a fingerprint reader, a feature that's rather unique for a device of this kind. Additionally, there's a volume rocker and a small opening for the microphone, as well as a noticeable fan exhaust. The D-pad is really nice at first glimpse, not too loose and not too tight. It's a rubber membrane type and I think it will be great for retro games. However, that's also something I will have to test out in my full review. Underneath the device we have dual stereo speakers on the sides and a slot for not only micro SD cards but also for SIM cards. This means that we can actually have LTE connection while playing outside or far away from a Wi-Fi network. This is great if we want to have retro achievements working or just to be able to play Stumble Guys or Diablo Immortal on the go. And next to that slot we have a headphone jack and the USB-C, which is both a charging port and a video out. And the back of the Pocket Air features a prominent logo that, in my opinion, adds to the overall retro aesthetics and looks quite appealing. Adjacent to the logo there's a substantial fan intake designed to efficiently cool the device. I won't dwell too deeply into the software experience in this video, as it's something I like to thoroughly test before providing insights on its user friendliness. However, I can briefly mention that it runs on a custom and very responsive version of Android 12. During the initial setup of the device, I did encounter a few bugs, however, but hopefully these can be swiftly resolved in a future update by AYANEO. The device comes preloaded with AYASpace, which serves as AYANEO's interface for games and emulators. It also includes the Google Play Store out of the box, giving you the option to download and install other applications such as Daijishu or Dig. By clicking the physical AYANEO button on the device, you can access a quick menu for tasks like adjusting the fan settings, customizing LED colors, or activating the performance overlay. That wraps up this unboxing and first impressions video of my inaugural experience with the Pocket Air and an AYANEO device in general. It's unquestionably the most premium feeling Android device I have unboxed on my channel thus far, and I'm eagerly looking forward to sharing my comprehensive review with you. If you enjoyed the video, please show some support by giving it a thumbs up, and feel free to leave a comment if you have any suggestions for games or systems you'd like to see tested in my full review. Lastly, I want to express my gratitude for tuning into my content, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy gaming, everyone!